You know what I'm saying? There's no place that I won't go, and I feel as though if you got love and you putting out real shit, you can do that. If you kicking that shit from your heart, you can go wherever your heart wants you to go.
You damn right we gonna represent the hood. We're about the ghetto. They're trying to come up. That's why they celebrating thug life, because thug life is what they know. And the thug spoke to them more than some preacher might have.
I done tried to tell y'all since I got out here, it's all about that thug life. And they think thug life is a rap group. Nuh-uh. No. Thug life is just some old deep shit that you can't sink your feet in. It's Richie Rich. It's my nigga Snoop Dogg. It's my nigga the Governor. It's my nigga Warren G. Everybody's on this motherfucker. On this Thug Life album, we got my nigga Spice One, Psych, Mac 10, Rated R. I got niggas from all over the hood, from all over the rap industry, and they all good. And it's all on this motherfucker because it's all about that thug life. It's all about niggas coming together and making papers of what we can do best. And that's game these motherfuckers. And that's straight check these white motherfuckers and put our motherfucking bid down. We been doing it. We do it every motherfucking day. The game is motherfucking free. But shit, we need to start making some money off of it.
Finish up. You know, rifle bullets go through vests. Yeah. By themselves, this can go through a vest, right? So by me having a hollow point on it, you know, a hollow point will make it expand. It'll go through the vest and then expand.
Yeah.
You know, that's for niggas that be wearing vests like me. Now, I call this one for the public. If they ever come get me for some bullshit and I don't want to go to jail, which I don't, I got this phobia. I ain't going to jail. Not unless I want to. Not unless I did something, I'll go. But I ain't finna go for nothing, you know what I'm saying? So if they come for me, I'm putting a 90 rounder in.
Come here, Chief Gates.
On the underground.
I'm after your ass, nigga.
Every time there were police, Pac would always say, get the video cameras, do you have the video cameras? He would want to ride around the Bay, Oakland, wherever, with video cameras, because he always wanted to challenge the police, because he always felt he was being picked on.
Are you getting that search?
There's another police approaching.
We now have 4 cars.
Sorry, people, they have OJ in the back.
We now have 4 cars at the scene, ladies and gentlemen, for this one stop. We have 4 cars.
We heard a knock on the door, and I was like, oh, God, the cops are here again. So I go, and I open the door. I was like, yes, officer. He said, we've had more complaints. The music is too loud. And so I was like, I'm sorry, I apologize. I didn't want any problems. And here comes Pac over my shoulder, really sarcastic. Oh, what's up, officer? You have problems? The neighbors' rock music is just as loud. You don't give them shit. And I was looking at him like, please don't start any more problems. I keep having problems already, you know, ever since you got here. So he was like, well, officer, stay right there, don't go. I want to change the volume and make sure that you think this is okay. So he runs over to the stereo and he puts NWA, Fuck the Police. And he turns the volume up just loud enough, but not too loud for the officer to stand at the door and listen. He was like, listen, you know, officer, let me know if this is too loud.
Okay.
Where else can a nigga go right up to the camera and just be like, fuck all y'all?
Yeah. Okay.
In a relationship with the police that was strained, Tupac often found himself at odds with law enforcement. In Oakland, he was beaten by police officers who did not believe him when he stated that his name was Tupac Shakur. And in Atlanta, he shot 2 off-duty police officers in self-defense when he stopped to intervene in the harassment of a black motorist. During the trial, it was discovered that the arresting officers had been drinking and had initiated the incident. When the prosecution's own witness testified that the gun used to threaten Tupac had been seized in a drug bust and stolen from the evidence locker, criminal charges were dropped.
The left upper side of the face and the upper head, and this whole side, he dead.
As an artist of just 21, Tupac began to create an incredible amount of material, more than some create in a lifetime. Things were changing rapidly around him, and he wanted to capture it all.
Something happened to him, he wanted to write about it right there on the spot. And then he'd write it. Man, how does it sound? And you know, usually when you're saying your raps, you kind of like saying your rhymes and saying it and kind of figure it out. Right after he wrote it, he would say it just as loud and passionate as if he was in the booth. And be sweating and spitting. And I'd be like, that's dope. You know what I'm saying?
Pac's like, I gotta get this shit off my chest, whether it comes out or not. That's why he has stacks of poetry. That was his vent. That was his air. That was his oxygen. No changes, revisions. He would just scrap it and do a new song. He just poured it out. It's more like a jazz improvisationalist. He came in there and said it, how he felt it. And he's gasping for air. He's got a joint in his hand. He's been smoking weed and cigarettes and Newports all night. So he's missing words here and there. So the way he would do it was like a dotted line principle. When he would gasp for air and miss a line, on this track, maybe it caught that word. And on this track, so he would triple his vocals to make sure every word was said.
You know, I get there about an hour or two early or whatever, and I'll just, have the track ready. He walks in, here's the beat. Give me a pen and pad, give me a pencil. Come on, give me a pencil. That's how he was. I know exactly what I want to do. That's how Pac was. Like, I know what I want to put on tape. Let's go for it. In one day, we would do about 4 to 5 cuts a day, depending on the flow, If Hennessy is, involved, though, it's a beautiful thing.
Every other record that came out that Tupac did, I did high and drunk in the studio, like it was making the beat, like laying the beat down, And that's why I be sounding hella sloppy, you know what I'm saying? With that song, it'd be like, fuck it. I feel as though, niggas drunk and high when they listening to it.
This is Me Against the World right here, which sold over 2 million copies. A song that was on there, man, was Death Around the Corner. He predicted his own death, man. This is All Eyes on Me, which is like definitely a huge, huge classic album. You know what I mean? That's a big one. This is the cut, How Do You Want It, that I did, you know what I'm saying? Which is a big one, a huge, huge record. Thug Life, this is where we all started though. Me, Tupac, Psych, Mo Preem, everybody, Rated R, everybody, man. We were doing our thing. This is like when I first met him. Thug Life. I was the music man, Pac was the lyric man. We were LA and Babyface all the way.
Constantly writing, constantly working. From the studio straight to the set, out of town, straight to the commercial he had to film, straight back into the studio, straight to those cats' studio he promised he'd go by. Doesn't really want to go over there, but he knows how much it'll mean to them. Tupac Shakur was the hardest working man in hip-hop, hands down. His work proves that. Since he's died, more work's come out than before he was alive.
Everybody be ready to go to sleep, Pac can still be working. Let's go. Smoking a blunt, it's just action. Let's go. We in. It's like we in the door now. Keep mashing, and success is not a faithful girlfriend.
Biggie Smalls, when they were friends before they became mortal enemies, said he went over to Tupac's house one day, and he said he went to visit him. Tupac went to the bathroom and came back. He said the man had written 2 raps.
All of the Biggie versus Pac heads. First of all, Biggie's gonna win hands down when you're talking flow. Strictly from a rhythm standpoint, Biggie is a swinger. He swings like a horn player over jazz. B-I-G-P-O, P-P-A, no info for the D-E-A. He put more emphasis on the He's just spelling his name. When people say Pac is the best rapper of all time, they don't just mean he's the best rapper. They just mean what he had to say was most potent, most relevant, and that he was the better human being. Tupac pulled from Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all the good speakers. Even though you was a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama. It's like pouring those words out because you mean it.
And I be picking up the slack. It's time for apocalypse now to grab the gat, grip the track. Cause it's all about making money, ain't a damn thing funny. What be up, sonny? I be like all in my business. Time to hit that shit. I'm ripping up the track cause I be down with the clicking, all my niggas in the house.
Pac rhymed from the pit of his stomach. Humpty Hump and Slick Rick rhymed from the nasal palate. Nas rhymes from the back of his throat. Pac rhymed from the pit of his stomach. You know what I mean? He was singing it out. So if you listen to that, there wasn't many rappers doing that.
Pac made sense, man, because of the simple fact the way he wrote lyrics, man. It's the way he wrote it down, man. He made a lot of sense because he was thinking about the fact that, fuck that, dude. Whatever he went through through the day, he was like, fuck that. I'm gonna talk about this partying shit. I'm gonna talk about this drinking shit or talk about, motherfucking streets, this, that, whatever. Didn't matter. But I love the way Pac put it all together because he could combine all those fucking concepts into one song and still make your ass dance.
I can understand, everybody want to party, kick it, and get high and all of that shit, but I mean, there's real issues going on in the world. What made Tupac different is that he wasn't afraid to say it.
I haven't seen nobody that was just ghetto-fied at the same time, articulate, and just be able to maneuver them words and vocabulary just expand to where you just be like, damn. See, Black Panthers was built on education, you know, and streets are built on wildness. So when you mix them two together, oh, it's gunpowder. So that's what he was. He was an educated nut. You feel me?
I remember I was doing my vocals, Tretch walked in, pulled out a pistol, said it's his turn, he did his rap, he left, I left, Patchy did his shit, everybody laid it, 5 Deadly Venoms, it was all good. It shows niggas can't come together and do their thing.
There was a kind of a very powerful surge in him of wanting to express himself. So he would do favors for friends and appear on their albums, appear on their records. And he did this mostly because he realized that not long ago, he didn't have a record contract. He was trying to get on, and he was still hungry, and he knew what it meant to be a hungry rapper.
Working on a new project called One Nation. It's gonna be an East Coast, West Coast collaboration.
He said he wanted to start this thug life thing, and I was like, yeah, I'm with that. And we was in the studio, we did the first Thug Life song, it was called Thug Life. And everything else was just like a dream.
Idi Amin, Outlaws, Machiavelli trained soldier in the flesh. Shit, 92, I just graduated high school, and you know, we reached out to Pac and was like, what's up, you know what I mean? Pac was like, come to Oakland. That's my first time stepping into Oaktown, you know what I mean? And I was just turned out from then. And we was the young niggas, we was like babies, you know what I mean? Running around the country with them.
Watch what's going on so you can see when you come in, you can see if I'm giving you something. If y'all all walking around like this, we could do this shit separate. I can rap you rap me, you rap, what's the point? Interaction.
He was our general, we was a soldier, so we did work together, and it's always been like this, and it's always gonna stay like this.
Shit, we only got 2 weeks to do this whole album. Complete it. Mix it down and everything. We don't have time or the luxury to spend all of this time doing one song. We don't have it. We gotta somehow find a way that we could double up on it. Cause I did my whole album, I know it ain't all of that, but I did my whole album like 3 songs a day. Cause I was just laying it, rocking it, then getting off. You can mix it later and have niggas that love being in the studio all night, just adding a drum beat at a time and shit. You can do that after the rappers leave and shit. Just niggas that love being in the studio, that just love listening for the right kick. But for while we in here and you got like 8 rappers here and everybody drinking and smoking and shit, man, get that beat popping, throw them niggas on the track. You catch everybody freestyling, throw them niggas on the track. Boom, that's the name of the song is whatever this nigga said his last word was. We do it, put it down. Then after we finish, we walk out, everybody be here and listen to it. Be like, this the hook, we go in there and lay the hook. If we don't like that hook, the nigga lay another hook, come back out here, you know, lay scratches or whatever. That'd be the song.
Along with the music came other avenues of expression. Tupac had always been an actor, and now Hollywood was opening up its doors. He and Tretch were asked to audition for the role of Bishop in Juice.
And like, I went up in there, I'm reading lines like, yo, you know, I'm explaining, like, reading it, basically, I know it a little bit, but I'm, you know what I mean, I know, he went up in there, yo, fuck that, I'm telling you, you gotta learn to say, you gotta put it down the streets, you go, yo, I heard, I'm like, yo, you better get this motherfucking role, I don't even want it no more.
His first role in Juice was an extraordinary portrayal, but people always thought that's who he was. And it wasn't who he was.
Hell yeah, when the riots was on, nigga, on the 29th, your boy Pac was filming a movie, a multi-million-dollar movie with Janet Jackson, but that motherfucking night, I was out there shooting up motherfucking Chinese takeouts. I swear I was. Come through. Hey, but bust it. That was a movie I was doing. That was all the movie that y'all gonna see coming out called April 29th.
Turn it down, boy.